going on, everybody? This is Clay from Tales of the Blade with Gaming Nation, presented by Fans Anonymous. We're switching it up a little bit tonight, and I'm taking over and kind of hijacking the show and doing my own thing with it. Tonight's topic is on nostalgia in today's gaming society. And, of course, you know I got some friends with me tonight. I got Malcolm from Fans Anonymous. Malcolm, what's going on, my brother?
What's going on, everybody? It feels good to sit back and relax and not have to host and moderate this week, so I'm just enjoying it.
That's right. What's going on, Dan?
Hey, how's it going, Clay? What's up, Fans Anonymous? I've been up from 4 in the morning traveling. We in Florida tonight. Going to have a good time. It's going to be a great show.
I think so, too. So, yeah, like I said, we're doing something a little bit differently tonight. We're going to have me hosting the show, and we're going to have some fun with it and see where it goes. So tonight's topic, like I said, was on nostalgia gaming in current gaming trends. Now, we've seen a lot lately that a lot of games are resurfacing in the mainstream. We're seeing a lot of reboots, a lot of continuations of sequels that we long thought dead. And, of course, we see new adaptations in other media and books, movies, in this case a TV series, which we've seen Castlevania on Netflix. Y'all check that out. It was amazing. And, other things of the sort. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And our first topic is opinions on current trend of nostalgia gaming, which is a part of gaming today. I mean, is it good? Is it bad? Is it a little bit of both? Let's talk about that for a second. Malcolm, what did you think, my friend?
Well, I'm noticing the trend of gaming where it's really sticking to this one style in a lot of different games, and it's either adventure or first-person shooting. That's what I'm seeing right now. When you look at TV, that's what you see. When you look at the internet, when you go scroll through Facebook, it's these games are either adventure-based or first-person shooting-based. With your Overwatch, with your Zelda Breath of the Wild, with your, your Call of Duty, and, all that type of stuff. So that's the trend that I'm seeing now.
I have to agree with you there. I have to agree. It does seem to kind of hit and spurt from time to time from age to age or generation to generation. You see like a large clump of certain genres of video games hitting the mainstream market as they see new advances in that. Of course, recently, we've seen a lot of action titles, and especially a new genre which seems to be hitting the market called Souls-like. That's based on the Dark Souls series or the Demon Souls series, and how we see that affecting other games today. But in terms of old school games coming back, how do you think that's being affected nowadays?
Old school games coming back is always a good thing because you're going to get that group of people who played this game back in the early 2000s, back in the mid 2000s, who know what it is, and then it also helps people who've never played it before get into the action. That's how I feel about it.
Absolutely. Dan, how about you, brother?
Well, I really like the old school gaming concept, but at what point do we kind of overrun everything with the IPs, the same ideas, same concepts kind of? I think that's kind of where we're at. We have a lot of reboots coming out. Great example, the new Crash Bandicoot for PS4. I actually got to play it. It's pretty good, man. I played the old school one, grew up on it, and I like this one. At what point do we just stop ripping off the old past, the good stuff, and give us some new characters, And don't get me wrong, I love old school games. Like, they set the platform for the new generation. I feel right now a lot of companies are still holding on to the past and just giving us just regenerated copies of old games.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that sentiment. I mean, definitely on one hand, when you've got the same great stuff from the past, they coming back as a remaster or reboot, in a way, yeah, you could say that it's to rope people in, to bring them into that franchise, because maybe it didn't get a lot of attention when it was in its younger age because of the way the media has shifted. But at the same time, yeah, you could say that some IPs need to be left alone. I mean, we were talking about it before the show, but I was thinking that maybe Halo and Gears of War were going to get some love in this episode, but that doesn't seem to be the case here. which normally we beat down on them, especially with Microsoft. They're like, let it go, and that doesn't seem to be what's happening with that one. But yeah, no, I completely agree. So what we're going to do now is I want to know what you guys used to play. Way back in the day, when you guys were younger, what games really stand out for you? What games held you down? What stand out the most in your mind? Tell us about that. Tell us how it really impacted your life and why it shows out as such an amazing game. Just gush for a while. Just have fun. Go for it, Malcolm.
Well, for me, like I always say on the show, I'm a big Nintendo person. I play a lot of different Nintendo titles. Definitely big on the Mario titles, like your Mario Party, your Smash Brothers. But games that I loved was the EA games that came out under the EA Sports big umbrella, and that was your street sports game. Two of my favorite was the NBA Street Series 1, 2, and 3, and the SSX Tricky series. Now, I only liked the first one. I did not like the second one. I was just a fan of that first one. The NFL Streets games never came over good with anybody. Nobody really got into those titles. They just kind of flopped a little bit. But those two titles right there, the NBA Street Series and the SSX Tricky, those are my go-to games back in the day.
Absolutely, man. And I know SSX Tricky from way back. Yeah, that was always one of my favorite ones. Really early on in my gaming career. It was always just really interesting, all that amazing. It actually wanted me to get up and go do some snowboarding. I really liked that, especially that and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I really enjoyed those two games. They really just wanted me to get up and go. Dan, we've talked about sports on the show before, but you've brought it up a lot. So do you have anything else to add to that, or what game stands out the most for you?
Ooh, okay. I've got a few. And just since we're in sports, I wasn't even going to talk about sports, but you guys had to bring it up today. We're going to talk about NFL Street, boys. It was one of the best NFL games. I swear, I think they should still come out with those because they were popular and there was kind of a mentality with it where you could come up and you could do illegal stuff. You could come up and do a body slam to your guy. Like, it was just the whole mentality of there's no rules in this game. I grew up on that game, but I want to take it back just a little bit. My first system I ever got was a Super Nintendo. I believe I was 5 or 6, and it came with Super Mario World and a game I like to call Capcom. I played that game until it was broken, boys. Like, oh my God, I broke a few controllers jamming the buttons so hard because I wanted to beat my mom. Like, it was a great time, and the nostalgia is 100% there with that game. I'll still, if I ever see like a Capcom game or somewhere, at a bar, arcade, something, I'm trying to find some 2 quarters to play that game. That's about what I got to say about that, bud.
Oh, man, I completely agree. Some of those amazing games that you would be able just to sit down and play with your parents, man, that was always so much fun for me. But honestly, my gaming foray, really, my deep nostalgia love is into JRPGs. And I've mentioned them on the show before, and we talked about how they didn't get a whole lot of love back in the day because it was such a new medium due to the fact that it was pretty well region locked. It was a Japanese thing for a long period of time, and then it finally made its way over here to the States around the time of the PS2 era, unless you were a Final Fantasy game, and that's when you were on Nintendo and then Super Nintendo, and then all throughout the ages. But that was always my biggest thing, was RPGs. That's what really holds it down for me. I remember it brought me through a lot of really hard times in my life. I'm not going to get too much into it, but I know a lot of people can really understand that a game that they have a lot of love for really brings them back to moments that they may have been dealing with something hard, or they may have been, dealing with some kind of struggle, and that just brought them out of it, and that's why they hold on to it so well. But that was always my biggest thing. I love JRPGs. I love these stories, and I love the emotions that they brought, and I still gush over them today if you watch the channel. And, of course, a lot of them are actually getting a lot of reboots to the new systems. I know Star Ocean 3 just recently got ported to the PS4, which actually kind of brings me to an interesting segue. What are some games that you guys would like to see rebooted, remastered, or if it's an older franchise that should have had a sequel but never got one for whatever reason, what do you guys think should be brought back? Dan, I'm going to start with you this time.
Ooh, I'm so excited. I was actually thinking about dropping this in the category before, but I thought I'd save it. What about an Altered Beast reboot?
Oh.
I know we all played that game. Like, this game, it was just so classic. And, I mean, so much nostalgia. Like, I don't think it had that many levels. I think it maybe had, like, 9 or 10 levels. But this game was hard. Like, it took me a long time to finally beat that game. And especially, you know, back in the day, it wasn't like you had, well, once you're done with those levels, you just went up the difficulty. I think now, you know, with the graphics, everything, we could really see an Altered Beast game to the true fans and give them what they want. Another game that I know they tried to do a reboot a few years ago, and I think since we were kind of talking about fighting games, what about a new Soul Calibur?
Hey.
I think that would be a real good game, and that would be something the fans want, but still knew you could maybe, you remember back, I think it was like 2003 when they released, like, help me with this, guys. I know the GameCube had Zelda, the PS2 had someone else, and the Xbox had another character for Soul Calibur 2.
PS2 had Heihachi, and Xbox had Spawn.
Yes, thank you. I knew it was something special. So, you know, with things branching out, maybe we could do, like, get a Soul Calibur that's something like that again. I don't know, but I want one. What do you want, bud?
For me, on my end, I want to see Mario Party come back. I really feel like the Wii, was it the Wii U? No. The Wii. That was the last time Mario Party was on the system. The Wii really kind of messed up Mario Party. I mean, it was awful. I remember me and Daryl. And speaking of Daryl usually joins us on Gaming Nation, but Daryl's in babyland because he just had a new baby boy. So congrats to Daryl on a new addition to the family. But I want to see Mario Party make a comeback. You know, I feel like Mario Party really got the bad end of the stick when they went to the Nintendo Wii. The best Mario Party out was Mario Party 7 when it was still on GameCube. That was by far the best Mario Party title for me. So I want a Mario Party reboot.
I completely agree with you, man. I have so many fond memories of Mario Party, especially, and this is actually going to sound a little delinquent, but sitting in gym class with my friends up in the bleachers just playing on the DSs. I'm not going to lie. We didn't participate. We just played a whole lot of Mario Party. It was fun. On the Soul Calibur thing, they did have one for the PS3 that was free to play, but it was kind of off. They focused a little bit too much on the character creation, which had become a big thing since Soul Calibur 3. But yeah, I would love to see a continuation of the story. You know, something a little more serious, a little bit, you know, more solid to the storyline. Because after Soul Calibur 5, they kind of left me wanting definitely something extra. Honestly, in terms of reboots, I don't know. I think I'm going to see where the cards kind of, you know, where they kind of fly, you know, where they lay down, and we'll see what happens with that.
Clay, we definitely appreciate you hosting this evening. It was a great opportunity for you to host. We're going to definitely be trying out some new things on Gaming Nation so I can get a chance to sit back and relax and answer questions from everybody else. But, guys, we definitely appreciate you for joining in. Shout out to my man Clay for hosting. Clay, where can everybody find you at?
Guys, you know where you can find me, youtube.com/Tales of the Blade. We are a Let's Play channel. We are a cosplay channel. We are a whatever we feel like putting out channel because we just like to have fun. Of course, we want you to come and join us. Subscribe, hit that like button, and join us on Facebook, facebook.com/Tales of the Blade. We'd love to see you there.
And my man Dan, where can we find you at, Dan?
Yo, you can find me on YouTube, DBroz, D-Broz. You can find me on Instagram, River City Records. You can find me on Facebook, Press Play Productions, or D. Braz.
And guys, if you don't know who we are, we're Fandoms Anonymous. That's FANDOMS, We're all over social media. We're right here on YouTube. Subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell for future videos. Also, head over there to Facebook and join our Facebook group where we have discussions each and every single day. And also hit the like on the Facebook fan page. And go over to Instagram where we're at Fandoms_Anonymous, 17. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, and or ideas, go over to Gmail and hit us up with an email at fandomsanonymous17@gmail.com. But, guys, as I always say, if there's anything else, thanks for watching, and have a good one.
Fandoms Anonymous.